in the forests of North America, a creature is said to exist. A creature that people are encountering.
Seriously, look how big it is.
With far too many reports to ignore, there are elements of truth behind these accounts that mankind can no longer
It's
ignore.
created almost this obsession where I need to find out
Could a
more.
breeding population of large, upright, hairy hominids really exist in North America? Or is there something more paranormal at work here? DD Woods. If just one footprint, one wood knock, or one howl was real, then man's understanding of primate evolution would be changed forever. Join Glenn Purcell and the Catskill Appalachian Research Collective as they delve further into the mysteries of Bigfoot and other paranormal phenomena through the eyes of witnesses, investigators, critics, and skeptics. Join us as we look to discover what lurks from behind tall trees.
Hi, if you're joining us tonight, I have a special guest, a great friend of mine whom I adore with every ounce of my being. I'm getting excited and emotional, so I don't want to cry. But he's very awesome, and I can't wait to bring him out here. Few little household items that we always address. If you like what you see and you want to be notified every time we have an episode, you got to hit the like and subscribe button so that you always get our content. And for those of you who have not seen any of our Facebook posts, we are creating a magazine. It's going to be well-rounded. We'll talk a little bit about that during the show. And so let's get started. Everybody, welcome to the stage, John Turley. Hello, sir.
How you doing, Gwen?
Oh, I am better now that you're here. Because any day that I get to see you or talk to you is awesome.
I can make your day.
I know. It's freaking awesome. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's been a busy year, obviously, since you know that we've run across each other's path many times.
A lot.
It's been awesome, like all these new places that we went this year, and so we got to go. You and I got to go squatching up in Salt Fork.
By the way,
that was
fun. I'm never doing that with you again. Did you hear what happened? I got the chiggers.
You got the chiggers?
I didn't even know what a chigger was until that day. I got the chiggers, John.
You got the chiggers like on your jeans or
in my skin?
In your skin?
The tiny little bugs.
Chiggers?
Don't ask, John, but I was freaking the hell out. Freaking out. And then I Googled them. They look like little demons, and they burrow into your skin, and I lost my mind about these damn chiggers.
Oh, I thought you were talking about those little things that stick to your
bugs, John. Bugs.
They probably came from that structure that we were checking.
All of us were getting into, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, now you tell me, Griff. Sure. I didn't even know.
There you go.
Yeah. They were so itchy, John. Itchy.
Well, I guess the rest of us nobody else got them? Like the rest of us were fortunate. Just Gwen.
No, just me. That was it.
Now, was that from our hike or was that, you were out there for what, 2 or 3 days, weren't you? So
4 days. I was out there for 4 days. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't have them before the hike, but I had them after.
Oh, okay.
God only knows.
From the outhouse, you could.
I have my own porta potty. It's in my tent. I pee in my tent. I don't go to the potty.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you have your own porta potty.
I've got the glamper.
There you go.
Nobody else's butt sits on my toilet. So John, let's talk about, you kind of reverse started, because a lot of people I talk to, including myself, we all started out in the paranormal field and ended up in the Bigfoot camp. You were the reverse.
Yeah, so, obviously to anybody that asks, I'm a 70s kid. So, I mean, my Bigfoot really started with like In Search Of.
Yeah.
Is what I would say is the first thing, and then of course I watched those late night we had like Fritz the Night Owl and on like Channel 10 out of Columbus, and then we had Superhost from Cleveland on Channel 43. So they would occasionally play these, and Big Chuck and Little John, let's not forget those guys out of Cleveland. They were the best. But they would play those Bigfoot, those like Sasquatch, The Legend of Bigfoot, or that old one with Peter Graves. I remember seeing that when I was a kid. That was from like 75.
Wow.
So seeing those movies, obviously, Legend of Boggy Creek, they would play that on there occasionally. And then the In Search Of, and they show the Patty film all the time. And then, Bionic Man, Bigfoot and Wild Boy was on Saturday morning. So, I mean, there was I'm not saying a lot, because if you know what TV was like in the 70s, you had to catch it when it came on, or you might not see it again for a year or two.
Right.
So, my original sighting I had was around 1980, and that was, we called it Old Man McCoy's Hill. We would go up there and go fishing, and there was 3 ponds up there, and this old man who would chase you around, he had an old truck. He would shoot rock salt at you. So it was kind of it was fun because it was like a cat and mouse kind of thing.
Yeah.
You never wanted him to catch you, but we would go up there and go fishing. And so me and a friend of mine were going up there one day. We're walking down this 2-track, and I always explain it this way because this is the way I remember it. The woods to my right up here just like exploded with noise. Like all these saplings were shaking. I look up, I see the conical head and the shoulders, and it's all in black. That's all I can see. I didn't see any facial or anything. It was early. That's the east side. There's a hill, so the sun's right behind it coming through the trees. So you know how that shadows work like that. We go running back down the 2-track, and we string some fishing line across the trail because we're thinking we're going to trip him if he's coming after us. And this lasted, like I said, about 10, 15 seconds. We finally look at each other like, what in the heck are we doing? And so we got up and got the heck out of there. And this one of these, the thought came to me, this was kind of after the fact. When I kind of had to start thinking about this again as I got older, because I've told this story before. I got sober in 2010, and a lot of these things were, I don't know if they're disjointed, and so I thought about it, and I'm like trying to remember what I did right after that, and I realized I ran up the street, and I was telling my friend about it, and he just looked at, he just totally shamed me into shutting my mouth forever. He's like, there's no such thing as Bigfoot, you idiot. So it's kind of like one of those things I would tell people every now and then, like, yeah, I've seen a Bigfoot, and of course it was the ridicule. This was the 80s, so I mean, it came full bore. You couldn't talk about anything Bigfoot, paranormal, UFOs. I mean, it was all the same. You just get, people would just laugh at you or think you were a weirdo, or so. I was able to. I talked to my friend. It was shortly after Beth and I got together. So about 9 years ago, I ran into him at the fair, and I went up to him and I asked him. I said, "You remember that day we were on Old Man McCoy's Hill?" And he didn't miss a beat when he said it was a Bigfoot, John. And take into account, I wasn't wearing any Bigfoot shirt. This was before anybody knows me. Like they'd say, Bigfoot John now or something, like, John's into Bigfoot. This was way before that. And we had been on that hill hundreds of times together. I mean, it wasn't like the only time we were up there and we ran into a Bigfoot. He knew exactly what I was talking about when I asked him. Wow. So, I mean, that was really cool validation for me to hear that from him. It just cleared it up for me. I wanted to be sure because there's, you get times when you think about these things. I know when I was younger, I was very certain about what you saw. Some of the other stuff. While what you saw, these things you see, these things you hear, you kind of second guess yourself. It was like, did I make, but it's, you want to be sure about it. So, anyways, so we had another encounter about 2 miles as the crow flies when I was 17, east of that one. This was out in the country. Well, it's like I said, 2 miles as the crow flies, you're out of town in Coshocton. Mm-hmm. And this one was in a valley. It's ringed by trees. It's all grass down in. It's just shaped like a big bowl. And that's why we liked it, because you had to go up and over to get in. We could build fires back there, and when we were in high school, and the cops never saw them, and we'd have big roaring blowouts down there. So we were in there this one day, and this thing starts just roaring at us from the back of the valley. And we're all just there was 4 of us there, looking at each other like, what in the heck is that? So we kind of, we blow it off. The sun was it was getting close to sundown. We were drinking a couple of beers. I was a senior in high school, and 2 of my buddies were back from college for whatever. It was like early, in between, like they just go back to school and then they get a break. Yeah. So we're sitting there, and then this thing, it has moved around the valley. So if you're thinking like a clock, it has moved around to about 1 o'clock, and it roars at us again.
Oh my God.
And so we're kind of like scooting closer to each other. We had 2 vehicles, so we're kind of all like getting like in between the cars now, like hanging out real quick. Then about 15 minutes later, 2 o'clock, this thing, and I can't even remember exactly what it sounded like. It's one of those things where you're just like, I got to talk to my friend Bob. He was there with me, because we were talking about this about a couple months ago.
Wow.
So we're, like I said, we're getting closer together, and then somebody had said, if that thing roars one more time from up here, I'm getting the heck out of here. And so think about the clock again. 3 o'clock, right up the hill from us, this thing lets out a roar. We sprinted into the cars. I was in my friend John's car. We were doing 70 back to the high school.
Oh my gosh.
Jump out of the parking lot. We jump out. We were like, what the F was that? Here's the thing about that is so there's a couple of things. First of all, four of our friends had reported a Bigfoot road crossing close to there about 2 weeks before we happened. So there was already, and my friend, my one friend Dave that I go out squatching with, he's told me since they backed the car up. This thing ran across the road. They went past it. He stopped. They backed the car up, and they could see this thing was standing on the side of the road with its back to them, like trying to, with its head kind of down, like trying to hide.
Wow.
Primate behavior. And Dave told me you could see it was hair, not fur, hair.
Right.
Because you can see in, like in between hair where the skin is back in under there. So that happened, and they reported that to the sheriff. That happened like 2 weeks before ours thing happened there. Whatever that was stayed in that tree line the whole time. It never came down in the grass. It never came down out of the trees. Didn't let us see it. So if it was a sick animal, my brother said it was probably a sick cow. I said there was a cow, it would probably came down out of the tree line, I would have thought. But whatever it was, like I said, it stayed in the tree line the whole time. So
they don't roar like that either.
It was a killer. I mean, it was just, and that was, it was like 1987. So Don Keating, he's having all of his stuff out in Newcomerstown. We're seeing Don and froze. Don's got flyers up on telephone poles, for the stuff he's having in Newcomerstown. So, I mean, it was just weird. Like all this stuff was happening and we were like,
wow.
So that happened. And then I got to say at the same time, so we're talking about the paranormal too, because so my grandmother's house in West Virginia, New Haven, West Virginia, which is in Mason County, the home of the Mothman, of course. They'd always told us that the house was haunted. Okay. And the kids, none of us kids, I have two sisters and a brother. When we would stay at grandmother's house, mom was the only one that would sleep upstairs. There's a bedroom up there that was mom's bedroom when she was growing up. She's the only one that would sleep up there, because when we would go up there, you could tell, like, it was a real long staircase. Like it was almost 2 stories, like straight staircase to go up to the top of the house. There's eaves on both sides. And then there's a bedroom, mom's bedroom here and my uncle's bedroom here. So when you walked either direction, you had to go past the eaves. And they were just the creepiest, these little tiny doors that my grandfather had made. And you would open them up and you would stick your head in there and turn the light on. There would be one light right at the beginning, and it just cast shadows all the way down the eaves. And they would have old trunks and old pieces of furniture and stuff in there. It just looked straight out of a horror movie. But the vibe, there were times when you would go up those. There was one time I remember specifically, I was probably about 12 or 13. I was there in the summertime because I'd stay down there with my grandparents and my dad. And I walked halfway up the stairs, and the oppression that I felt, I said it out loud. I said, "Oh, I get it. You don't want me up here today. I will go back downstairs." And I turned right around. My hair is standing up on my arm right now, just talking about it. I turned around and went back down the stairs because the vibe up there was just, sometimes it was so oppressive. You knew. There was other times it was real light and it was friendly, and you'd be like, I'd be playing up there like, nah, 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 and it was nothing. But there was other times and it was just like, you could feel it. Like you would think there was people creeping out of the doors and stuff. Like it was all the time you'd be looking. So, this would have been when I was married to my first wife. We were sleeping in, after I got married, we decided we would go upstairs and sleep. Like, I ain't afraid of no ghosts, right? So we're up there one night, and of course, this is perfect. It's storming, and we come awake. It's about 2 or 3 in the morning. We come bolt upright in the bed, both of us. I mean, when I mean bolt up, I was a lot skinnier then. I had like stomach muscles. I come about like Undertaker, like straight up like this. At the foot of the bed, there is a shadow wearing you could tell he had a sport coat on and a fedora hat, which is what my grandfather wore all the time when he would go out into public.
Oh my gosh.
He was the mayor of the town at one time. It was just like, and then we looked at each other and I was like, did you see that? And then we looked back and it was gone. And I was like, what did you see? And there was a shadow there. He had a hat on, coat. You could tell he was wearing a sport jacket. It was just like,
You're like, I'm out.
yeah. So, and then another time we were there, and my ex-wife came in and said there's somebody and you could tell something was weird happening. She was white as a sheet. I mean, white. And this was summertime. We had a nice tan going. She's white as a sheet. And I mean, when I mean white, I mean white. And I was like, what happened? She's like, there was a man walking across the backyard. And I was like, neighbor? She goes, I don't think he was alive.
Oh my God.
She said he had on a white V-neck t-shirt and green pants. And I was like, you're kidding. And I went, there's a picture in my grandmother's family photo album of my grandpa. And it's me and him. He used to take us out and dig in the garden. We had to go work in the garden. I'd say dig. Well, we weren't digging, we were working. But he would make us go out and work in the garden. And he always wore V-neck white t-shirt and green pants.
Oh my God. And she saw him outside.
Yeah. And when he died, he had just been out in the garden all day, and he came back in and he passed away that later.
Oh my God.
That day from a heart attack.
Wow.
So that was just at grandmother's. Then it doesn't end. So needless to say, my ex-wife was a bit of a magnet for the paranormal. We lived in a house on the corner of Elm and 6th Street. And I had a really cool room like this. It was full of comic books and toys. We hadn't had a lot of she had told me there was supposedly a ghost that lives in this house when I moved in with her. And I never saw anything up until this day. So this day we are, I remember it was a Friday because I just got off work. We didn't have central air in this house. It was an older 2-story. It stayed relatively cool. Sometimes we had trees and stuff around, but it would get hot in the summertime. Like it would be like time to go swimming or whatever. So it was summer. I'd gotten off work. I came home. We had cleaned up I called it the comic book room. Cleaned it up, vacuumed and sprinkled that stuff all over the floor and, and run the vacuum on. We were downstairs in the kitchen and I cracked open a beer. I was like, what are we going to do tonight? Because I remember it was Friday and I got paid. We usually would go down to the riverfront because it was a big bar. It was like 2-story bar and everybody would go there and we'd hang out. And I hear this boom and it shakes the whole house.
Wow.
Now, the house we lived on was on the corner of a pretty busy road, and the other road was just like a side street, but the one road's pretty busy. I thought somebody jumped the curb and hit our house with their car.
Right.
Because that's what it felt like. I mean, it shook the house. I go outside and I'm looking around. I'm like, there's nothing outside. Like I'm looking up and like, did a plane something hit the house? I mean, it shook the house. I felt the whole house shake. And she said she had that pasty white look on her face and her eyes were about this big. She goes, that didn't come from outside. And I was like, so I went upstairs. Now at the time, I used to have to lock this room because when the boys lived with their dad, they were young teenagers at the time. But when they were at our house, they would come to my comic book room and get in there and steal my reefer.
Nice.
So I had a master lock on the closet in the room, and it was locked with a skeleton key.
Oh my gosh.
Then the door was locked with a skeleton key. The windows were nailed shut, so I could take them out. They were actually screwed shut. I could take them out if I wanted to pop the window open because it'd get hot in there. But
Right.
I'd always put the screws. So I go up the stairs, and it's one of those, the stairs go up and then there's a little landing, and then you go up like 3 more stairs. So I get to the little landing, and our dog is sitting there with his nose to the bottom of that door, and his butt is in the air, and all the hair is standing straight up down and running down his back, and he's whimpering.
Oh my God.
And I'm just freaking out now. Like, I'm like, what's the matter, buddy? I'm trying to like calm myself. I'm like, what's the matter, buddy? And I already knew what the matter was.
Oh my God.
So I go up to the door, and this is when we were talking about Mansfield and house before that cold air. I'm talking meat locker coming from underneath that door. We have no central air. I don't have no air conditioning in there. It's hot. It's summertime. That air is, and it goes, you can, and now here we go. Here we go with the hair again. That air goes, I could feel it come up the back of my legs and up my back and straight up through here. I was just like, I knew my hair had to be standing straight up like this. Like I stuck my finger in a light socket or something. I was half afraid to open the door. I didn't know. I was terrified, like I was going to see like an apparition or something, because there was, I mean, you could feel the air coming through the keyhole.
Oh my God.
So I opened the door. I locked the door with the skeleton key. I opened the door, and it looks like a tornado has gone off in there. So I have like on the left side, there was 4 shelves of comic books. They're thrown all over the room. We had just straightened all this. I mean, this was all pristine when we left like 10 minutes ago. They're all over the place. There is, what was weird was there was a stack of Archie comics I had way up on the top shelf, and it looked like somebody had taken like about 10 of them and pulled them down and put them on the pit group and was looking at them. Threw all the superhero comics all over the place, but was looking at the Archie comics. They were open, like somebody was looking at them. Here's by far the creepiest part. So the closet is what really was. So the closet's still locked, but it looks like somebody was trying to open the door, because it's kind of like, you know, if you got a master lock on something, you know how it's kind of a little give there. It looked like it was like somebody had tried to open the door. On the edge, first of all, I had like 3 Ouija boards in that closet. They were shoved out from underneath the door, like across the room. Whatever's in the closet didn't like the Ouija boards. The scariest thing to me was I had this little turtle, and he was on a string. It was a baby. It was like a kid's toy. You know, you pull it and the wheels are like unlevel or whatever. The turtle, which was on the edge of the 3rd shelf, because that's where it always said everything had its place. The turtle was in the closet with the string coming out from under the door. So whatever happened, whatever force thing, whatever happened, took that turtle off that shelf, and it went either through the door or through the wall and behind the door. Physical matter was displaced into another area without the door ever being unlocked. And like I said, the string is just coming out from under the door. I was just like,
oh my God. Please tell me you left.
Now, no, that was not in my game. That was not in our game plan at the time. It was after the initial terror wears off. It's like, we live in a haunted house. This is awesome. So one time I caught a glimpse of, we were watching TV in our bedroom, and then so our bedroom door is like right here to the right, and it's open, and I can see down the hallway in my peripheral vision. And I was watching Saturday. I know we were watching X-Men. It was on Saturday morning, so like 11 to 11:30, and I'm sitting there watching. I'm propped up on this pillow, and I see a little boy in the hallway.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, what? And I look over, and she had seen it. My ex-wife had seen it as well. And I was like, what did you see? And she goes, what did you see? I said, I saw a little freaking boy standing in the hallway.
Oh my God.
And so we had some, after that, that was the biggest thing that happened. It seemed like that was the thing, it just wanted us to know it was there. It would mess with the lock on the bathroom. Like, you go in the bathroom and lock the door to take a bath or whatever, and you get up and it would just spin when you try to get out. And you would if you talk to you, literally, you say, will you please let me out? And you'd hear the lock click. It was, it got ridiculous. You'd start to have interaction with this thing. Shortly after that, we did move. It wasn't long after that we did move. But it wasn't because of that. It was because we were moving to a nicer house. But that was
Did
just
you tell the next occupants?
From what I heard was, now I have never gone back and got any of this verified. I heard they had the one of the dioceses from Cleveland come down and bless the house.
Oh boy.
The people that moved into it next. That's what I believe my mother-in-law was the one that told me that. They had a priest come from Cleveland and bless the house because things were going on that they didn't like.
Interesting.
So that was, like you said, okay, so that, and that was mind-boggling. I mean, when that happened, I was just so that after that, it was weird too, because we started cleaning old houses for a guy that we knew. He was a landlord, and there was times you'd go to places and it was, this was way before, you got to remember, this is the 90s. So there wasn't really a whole lot of the stuff on TV or anything like that to model it after. It was more like you go into a place and it was all about what you were feeling, and you get these vibes in certain places that you were just there's some places you go into and it's just, you don't feel anything. It's just barren. Right. Other places you go in, the energy's crackling around you, and you're like, I'm leaving. I don't even want to be here. Or you clean that house really fast and get out.
Oh my God. You'll have to come here.
To your house?
Yeah. We have 4 ghosts inside the house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a little boy that I think came home with me from an ambulance call.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
No. He creeps me out.
Oh, it's not awesome?
No.
Oh.
He doesn't do anything bad. He just moves shit. I'm surely not brushing my hair in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? You go to get your hairbrush and it's not there. And you're like, well, and you find it laying on the kitchen counter. And you're like, how the hell did it get up here? I'm not brushing my hair in the kitchen. I can assure you. That's kind of gross, but we've had dishes go missing for 2 years. a glass would be missing. Like we have a set. And then all of a sudden you only have one. And then 2 years later, you come up for breakfast and it's sitting on the counter and you're like, where the hell did that come from? We've had a plate missing for 3 years now. One of these days it's just going to poof, there it's going to be. You're like, I don't understand this at all. I don't know where they put it. Do they have like someplace they take your shit and just hold it for a while and be like, okay, I'm done with it. I'm going to take it back.
Yeah, that's what. You wonder. I mean, that makes you wonder. Like, where does it go? Like,
I don't know where it goes.
Got it in the wall, or behind the refrigerator. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know where we searched everywhere and we could not find these dishes anywhere. I don't know where the hell they take them to, but there must be a realm of eclectic dishes somewhere.
You go on some really like intense search for like the paranormal, and you find the realm of floating dishes.
Yeah.
What I thought I was gonna find. I thought it was gonna be more, like spirity, but I found a bunch of Tupperware.
Some of it's not mine. I don't know where.
Corningware stuff that everybody had in the 80s with that yellow ring around it. Coffee cups and plates.
Yeah. Forks and sporks alike. Yeah.
Mom blamed me for that miss disappearing. I knew I didn't have anything to do with it.
We do have a ghost in the garage. She has actually pushed me down the stairs 3 times. I've had to go to the emergency room every time because she will push me from the top all the way down. You get that shove in the middle of your back and you're just, so I moved my office from the garage to the house because I don't know what her issue is, but she doesn't like me apparently. Yeah.
I guess not.
No.
I think you told us about that.
Yeah, she's not very friendly. That's out there, but I just don't go out there now. I very rarely go out there. And if I do, I'm like holding on to both sides, the steps, down the steps. Like, not today, Satan. Yeah. Oh. So what do you do with yourself nowadays? Tell us about this Crowtown Squatchers. How did you get started?
Oh my gosh. Well, so we had let me start here. So I told you before, I got sober in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that, obviously going to AA meetings and self-help meetings, you talk about your issues and you have people that have like experiences to there that are supportive of you, listen to you and give you like some insights, like, hey, I've been there too.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out about they were having the High Bigfoot conference at Salt Fork.
Mm-hmm.
And I just happened to see it. I don't know where I saw it, but I was like, I am going to that. And one of the things was, I wanted to talk to somebody about my experience to, just kind of have somebody say, that's really cool, John, and not tell me I was a, nut job.
Yeah.
To have somebody that would actually listen to you and maybe say something, like, hey, that's amazing because there was a lot of activity in Coshocton around that time. So,
Wow. Yeah.
Something to that effect. So anything would have been good. So we go, and then they had another one that year. They had Creature Weekend in the fall. So we went to that one also. And that's the first I met Dr. Meldrum there. Like, it was weird because there wasn't a whole lot of people. Like, they didn't, like, a whole lot of people didn't show up that year. I think it was there. It was weird because it was like they were almost within a few weeks of each other. It seemed like I said fall, but I don't think that's how it worked out. But anyways, there wasn't a whole lot of people at that one. So I was like, we were in the room listening to Dr. Meldrum. I think there was like 12, 15, 20 of us. I mean, there wasn't a lot of people. So it was really cool. I got to talk to him, meet him. I was awestruck when I saw him because I'm like, Dr. Meldrum. Like, oh my God. I've been watching you on the television. Yeah. Like, you're famous. And I reacted the same way the first time I saw Cliff, too. I was worse with Cliff. Beth had to shove me to go talk to Cliff because I was standing there like a little kid. I mean, I was scared. Like, it's Cliff. I love Cliff. And Beth's like shoving me. She's like, go talk to him. Quit acting like a kid.
Oh my God.
So when we were at the creature weekend, there was a girl there. She was selling stuff from Monster Mart. She had come up from Falk, Arkansas, and I recognized, she had a banner behind her. It said Monster. I was like, do you work there? And she said, explained it to us. She'd come up here and they kind of wanted her to come up and just kind of show off Monster Mart and all that stuff. So she was like, if you wanted to meet all of the people, because I was telling her, we met Meldrum and a few other people, and she's like, if you want to meet the speakers, the best way to do it is like become a vendor. She's like, you get to meet people, like your tables don't cost that much. You can just sell some stuff and it'll cover the cost of your table. And we told her we love coming to Salt Fork. That was back when it was cheap.
Yeah.
At the lodge, you could stay there for practically nothing back in the day.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, you can't. They're hooking up in purse strings. You're gonna stay up there.
Yeah.
So we were like, yeah. I was like, me and Beth were looking at each other like, what do you think? I was like, what do you think? And she's like, yeah, we could make some stuff. And so we just started out. We made some like necklaces, and Beth we bought the silhouette and I think we had like 8 t-shirts and all these little magnets we made and painted. And so the first time we went to OBC, that's what we had. We just had some like stickers and some necklaces and magnets and, like I said, about 8 t-shirts.
Oh my God.
And we actually sold quite a bit of stuff. We were like, wow, I think we made $25 or something after.
That's awesome.
Like after our expenses, we still made money. I was like, oh my gosh.
Uh-oh. Did we lose John? I think we might have lost him. There he is.
I was about ready to mess. Yeah. I don't know. We had this problem when I was with Bill too. I don't know what it is. Usually I have pretty good
internet.
Usually I have good stuff down here. So
yeah,
that's where it started there, and then it just kind of snowballed. And then, as you start getting more product and you're looking into this, like, I think, and that's what I've told you this, and that's what I've told everybody. And you can tell by looking at the behind me in my Bigfoot cave here. I mean, we look for stuff that I'm like, that's cool. I'd like to have stuff like that. I mean, if you were a Bigfoot collector, like, you wouldn't want that.
No.
And the more stuff you find, the more, it's down the rabbit hole you go. And like, here we are. And, you get, as a vendor, you get to talk to people. They tell you, they share their experiences with you. I mean, some of the best stories I've heard is, a vendor, here at the fairgrounds, I was talking to a guy. Oh, there's Dave.
There's Dave. Hi, Dave.
There's Dave. What's
We
up,
love
my
Dave.
brother?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like you get to hear all those good stories, and you get to meet all the amazing. I mean, look at all the friends that we have, and
Oh.
we're all like a big family. Just the best salt of the earth. I mean, the salt of the earth human beings that I've met.
Yeah.
You and Dave and Bill and Jamie and Jenny and Eric and Carrie, and the list goes on and on and on.
I was on another podcast today. I was on Broadcasting Seeds today, and that was one of the closing things I said about that. If anything that Bigfoot has given me, it's this extended family. You, Dave, Bill, Sean, Matt. I mean, all of them. I couldn't have asked for a better family. And let's just face it, since Bigfoot walked into my life, it's not been boring. I mean, if I think back and I'm like, what happened if Bigfoot would not have walked into my life? It would be so boring. Yeah. It's an incredible, like Dave says.
Hi, Renee.
An incredible community. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah. It's just awesome. Awesome. And I look, I get kind of sad at the end of the season because I don't see you again until like March. It's like, oh. Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's always, that's the last ones, the last shows, are always just like,
I know.
You get kind of bummed. You're like, man, I'm not going to see everybody for like 6 months or whatever, not until
you're like, yeah, it's like winter withdrawal. John, we're going to take 1 minute break.
True.
We're going to play a commercial that I made. Well, I made the video. Somebody else did the audio. So here we go. Ready?
It's not Gawkers, it's Got Knockers. Hey, have you been to the Squatchfield site on the interweb that has it all? Introducing GotKnockers.org. Stop on by for an intriguing story of the encounter that started it all. But wait, there's more. Got Knockers offers some fabulous merchandise like t-shirts, hoodies, onesies for the baby, plus a stunning array of jewelry and some fantastic sauces that will make your taste buds dance. But the coolest of all is a genuine Got Knockers tree knocker. Stop on by and say hi to the folks of Got Knockers, Gwendolyn and Michael Purcell. Get in on the action and just visit GotKnockers.org. Again, GotKnockers.org.
That's pretty cool, huh?
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Griff.
I'm gonna have to.
You and your wife are
when
more
I
than
grow
welcome.
up, I'm gonna have neat stuff like.
Oh. Yeah, the audio got sent to me from one of the guys at the Sasquatch Experience. He made the commercial for me, and he sent me the audio, and I was like, I think I could make a video to match that. You should have seen me. It took me all day to time those things just perfect. It was insane. Oh my God, Griff, that would have been hilarious. Pictures would never happen, dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So you still have some events to do, John, right?
What's going on? Yeah.
Yeah,
we're doing Cryptid Con in Lexington.
Yep.
At the end of this month, that's really sad because that's always kind of like the last one where you see where we see a bunch of people too. It's like more crying. They're moving that one up next year into September.
Oh, nice.
So then we're going to do Krampus Nacht in Erie, Pennsylvania
Oh, wow.
on December 7th. So that's going to be fun. I've never done anything like that before. I know Dave, since Dave's on here, he does one too, and I guess his is rocking. But we're going up to Erie with Eric and Carrie, and really looking forward to it because we've never had that one. We've never been to one of those, so. Let's keep it PG on here, Griff.
Oh my gosh. I know next year we're going to be stepping back a little bit. We're not going to attend as many events because what I found is that every weekend we're going somewhere and I never get to go out and do research. And then, in October we have our last event and then I'm like, oh crap, and now it's too cold to go out and do anything. And like I did go camp in the freezing cold a couple of weeks ago and it wasn't bad at all. I just need a better I need a better sleeping bag. I need a zero bag. But we had a blast. There was 4 of us ladies out there just doing our thing, no guys. It was awesome. But yeah, I missed the research aspect of it. So we're going to kind of cut back a little bit. And I'm not going to attend as many. I'm still going to attend a lot of the big ones like Salt Fork and Smoky Mountain. And, we're going to do Bills. And so I don't know when Dave's event is, but I'll have to, he'll have to let me know so that we can see if we can put it on the schedule. Because I know you weren't at the festival last year, the festival that we hosted, the Central PA Bigfoot and Cryptid Festival, but you're coming this year, this coming up, and it's going to be huge. But Dave was, oh my God, such a lifesaver. And Griff and his wife were, oh my God, I couldn't have asked for better people to freaking come and help me. It was amazing. You guys, they held the shit together, let me tell you. It was awesome. You're going to love it, John, because it was amazing. And
I'm totally looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun. And there's going to be 2 filming crews there. Jason Kenzie's going to be there filming the week before and filming the festival. Yeah. Then there's a production company coming from the UK that's going to film the festival and the week after. So there's going to be a lot of stuff going on.
But, you need the research. You're going to be doing some movie making.
It's going to be a fun year, but I like to go out in the woods and look for stuff and just be out there. If I see a deer, I get all excited. I'm like, oh my God, it's a deer. Well, nature just excites me. So I miss that. So we're going to take a step back a little bit, and I need to refocus on the website and different things. I spent a lot of money on that website, and we just haven't had the action on it that I was hoping for. So we're going to kind of refocus, but then then I also decided to write a magazine because I have a ton of spare time, John.
You got all this extra time. You're not going to be doing shows. You might as well, write a magazine.
I don't know. The magazine's going to be quarterly, so it won't be too terrible to do. And I'm already working on articles. We have 9 people on the magazine staff. None of us are getting paid, obviously, but 9 people are on the roster and are shooting me articles, and so I'm doing all the artwork and Bennett did send me artwork for his articles, so I'm using that, and I'm super excited about it. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's going to have something for everybody: paranormal, UFO, Bigfoot, cryptid, all different kinds of cryptids. We're going to do some true crime stories, like 411 kind of stuff in the magazine. So It'll be really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're going to be putting our friends in their advertisements. So be on the lookout for that. Crowtown Squatchers might get published.
I definitely think Crowtown's going to have to be involved with that
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
for sure.
A full page ad.
Yeah, we could probably do something like that.
Oh my God, that would be so much fun.
I was gonna say that's we did over, I think we did 30. When we're done, it'll be like 33 shows this year.
That's incredible.
So yeah, I'm not doing that next year.
I don't blame you.
It was exhausting, and the summer was gone
Before you knew it.
before I realized it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, when you're not at a show, you're working. I'm down here working in the basement until I get off from work for my real job, my regular job. I'd rather do the other one, but of course.
Yeah.
Then you come down and you go to work for however many hours. You get up and go to work and come home, and then you got to work until you go to sleep, and then Thursday rolls around. It's time to load the van up and get some sleep and get up in the morning and take off to wherever you're going. And
it's exhausting. It really is.
Oh, hey, look, there's a mountain. Oh,
He's
it'd be nice to
probably
go
in
over
there
there and look
somewhere.
at that, but I ain't got time.
Oh yeah,
Probably.
Trina, we talked about that.
Inbound chiggers, yeah.
Chiggers.
Trina, you missed the chiggers.
Oh, Trina was there. She was all there for
They'll
the
get
chiggers.
you every time.
Oh my God, it was ridiculous. She was on the walk with us. But she didn't get the chiggers. Renee didn't get the chiggers.
Yeah.
You obviously did not have chiggers, but now me. No. We're going to chalk it up to I'm just really sweet.
I think that's right. That's the way I would look at it. Like the rest of y'all aren't as sweet as I am because only I got the chiggers.
And I got the chiggers to prove it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have an online store for Crowtown Squatchers?
So no, we still have the Facebook store, the Crowtown Squatchers store on Facebook. Yeah, I do business like the old-fashioned way, slow and plodding. I tell everybody, hit me up with a message. I will send you anything. We do PayPal, and I have been wanting to get a website going for a long time. I am like this close to actually pulling the trigger, and just like I said, start, like we did with everything else, start small and, probably just have some shirts on there to begin with, and then we'll see where it goes.
Right.
I did actually create a Town Squatchers YouTube channel. So I'm going to be, I'm trying to figure out how to upload an old video to it, and I just can't figure it out yet. I'm having so much problems with that.
Nice.
But there may be some, if you do find, if I do get the one old video of me and Beth uploaded, you'll laugh so hard. It's us at Salt Fork.
Oh my God.
It's us at Salt Fork, and it was on our honeymoon. It was on our honeymoon. I'll send it to you because it's funny. I mean, we were on Morgan's Knob Trail.
Oh.
And we're being really silly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, where you got the chiggers. But we're just being really silly the whole time and talking about Bigfoot, and it's funny as all get out.
Oh my God, I can't wait to see it.
And that's what, some of the stuff I want to, obviously I'm a little bit silly at times.
No.
Don't take yourself Yeah, seriously. So there would be some people would be like, "This is a cool new Bigfoot channel," and get on there to be like, "Turley's an idiot."
You know what, John? We're too old to give a shit about it.
That's exactly correct.
Too old to give a shit.
Too old to give a shit. But I mean, it's just, it's all how much fun. Like you said before, like if Bigfoot didn't come into your life, how boring would it be?
It would be so boring.
How much fun do we? I mean, we have sometimes it's just like ridiculous how much fun we have.
Oh my God, we laugh so much. Like when I split my head open at OBC this past year. I look like
that was hilarious. All that blood streaming all over the place.
Just like all down my face. The poor lady at the freaking front desk nearly had a heart attack. She turned around and saw me all bloody, and she was like, "Oh my God, Jesus mighty!" I think I saw stars all day.
And for anybody in here that wasn't there or doesn't know the story, Gwen comes into like we're all in the main vendor hall there. Gwen's split open. She's yelling for Bill Rigby. Bill! Bill!
Oh my God.
And it's funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. But I still have my my first aid kit. Now I keep it in my one tote all the time. It's no longer in the van. It's always in my tote.
You never know when Gwen's going to need it.
when Gwen is going to need a first aid kit.
The paramedic got hurt. Nobody else.
Yes.
Oh, I can only imagine what it looked like. I'd love to see the video camera because I know they have cameras. I would have loved to have seen that replay of me walking in there, blood gushing down my face. She's like, "You sure you don't need to go to the emergency room?" And I'm like, "No, just and some ice."
Got time for that. I got to sell Bigfoot stuff.
I got shit to do, man. I got all set up and then went and cleaned my hair and my face. So I was all bloody yet trying to set up all my That's awful. We're not doing that this year. No. I have load bars now. We put load bars in to hold the shit up.
I am so happy you got some load bars.
I know. Who knew? Best invention ever. Oh my gosh. Well, John, it's time to go.
Oh no.
I know.
Already?
I know. We're going to have to do this again. And you'll bring Beth on.
That would be great.
It would be. Where is she today? Did she come home?
I don't think she's home yet. I think she's still at work.
Man, dedication.
If she's home, she's being awfully quiet.
Oh. Yeah, well, everybody.
I don't think she's.
I haven't heard her. You said she might pop on. Well.
She said, like I said, she said she was thinking about it, but she didn't know when she was going to be home. She had to do, she had to do some notes and she had to get caught up on some things. So.
Well, she missed a good time, so next time.
Well, I can't wait till we can all, get together and.
I know. We're gonna have to take some video and put a thing together, like a video montage of all of our shenanigans. Be hysterical. Oh my God. Well, buddy,
I would love it.
It would be awesome. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Remember to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss any more episodes. Let me see what we have on for 2 weeks. If I hit the right button, that would be great. Let me see here. Hey, I don't have anybody scheduled for 2 weeks, but I will. I'll find somebody. I have somebody for the first week of December, but not for next week's or 2 weeks. So it'll be a surprise. Everybody will find out when I make the thumbnail and put it out there. So, so thank you for joining us for this hour.
Issue.
Yeah. I just fly by the seat of my pants. Really, that's how this works. Yeah. Have a good night, everybody.
This has been a CARC Universal